Minister, your website says that you have, quote, supported putting a price on carbon pollution and have, quote, taken a strong stance against oil sands expansion. Is that the policy of your government?
Our government has been very clear that moving forward, we need to make sure that Canada is an energy superpower. That means in conventional energy and renewables. What that means, though, is that we need to be low carbon, low risk, and low cost for the future.
Your words, or take your website's words anyway, that you have taken a strong stance against oil sands expansion. So, if Canada is to be an energy superpower and to have additional production in the oil sands, it will require expansion. Do you support or oppose oil sands expansion?
To be clear, our government's policy, and our Prime Minister has been very clear on this, is that moving forward, we need to make sure that we have the strongest economy in the G7, and that includes being an energy superpower that will be low risk, low carbon, and low cost. We will be sure that as we move forward as an energy superpower, that we are helping, across Canada to meet those needs. Because actually, when I'm talking with people around the world, what I am hearing is that they are looking to Canada to be able to produce the energy that they need for the future.
They've been looking to Canada for 10 years, and your government has hemmed in and done everything it can to harm the production of energy in Canada. So have you changed your mind then? You're no longer taking a strong stand against oil sands expansion. Is that?
I take issue with when you say, that we haven't been actually producing energy in this country that the world is looking for. I was in Nova Scotia, and I got to see all of the opportunity that's being built in offshore wind. That is an amazing opportunity for our country. When I'm looking at what our country is producing right across this country with the nuclear capacity and how we're working, we had an energy agreement with nuclear with Romania. When you look at what Canada is producing and our know-how, we are consistently providing to the world the energy that they need.
So the world needs, if we are going to supply the world with safe, reliable energy, we are going to need oil sands expansion. Do you still oppose oil sands expansion?
What I have actually said, and I think I've said it now a few times, is that we are going to be there as an energy superpower, and that we need to make sure that as we're doing that, any progress in that way is low carbon and low risk and low cost.
Okay. Do you support a Pacific pipeline, yes or no?
I'll go back to this piece, that if there's a hypothetical that you're putting to me right now. So a Pacific pipeline, there's no designed policy.
Okay. So here's one that's not hypothetical. Here's a real one. The government of which you are a member was formed in this time 10 years ago, and almost literally the first action that it undertook was canceling the Northern Gateway pipeline by order in council. Do you support that decision to cancel the then approved, conditionally approved Pacific pipeline?
I'm looking forward to where we can move as a country, and that's where I think Canadians are at right now. Canadians want to see how we can build Canada, how we can build a strong economy for Canadians, and that we do that in a way that builds a strong future. You see how your credibility is
compromised on this. Your government killed the pipeline that was approved 10 years ago. You spent 10 years opposing pipelines. Your own website says that you have taken a strong stance against oil sands expansion, and now you want us to take you at some word now that you support energy expansion in Canada.
I have been pretty consistent in all of my answers to you, and I would say that, again, Canada has a role to play as an energy superpower, and in doing that, we need to be low carbon.
One final question. Time is very limited. So do you recognize the federal government's responsibility? It has a right and, in fact, a responsibility, if a project is in the national interest, to declare it so. Do you support the notion that the federal government has a right to declare something in the national interest?
We passed Build Canada Act, which is an important piece of legislation to do what Canadians are looking for in this moment, which is to build our country and to look towards projects of national interest, there is a process that fits within it with criteria that's built into the legislation.
What about, does that mean that provinces have a veto, or does the federal government have primacy?
What the legislation sets out are 5 criteria, including Indigenous consultation and including Canada's climate objectives, but also including factors towards our economic.
Yes or no, does the federal government have a right to declare projects in the national interest?
We have a Build Canada Act that has specific criteria and a process built into it that needs to be followed.
Your failure to respond yes leaves us to conclude that you think that premiers may have a veto.
My answer is that we have legislation that we passed, I believe, with your support that actually sets out what the rules are as to how that